All right. Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings to all you Akim out there who pushing his word with truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believing on the gospel. And it's the brother Quara Abad from the GMS Houston camp. And I want to go into another lesson, and Lord willing, it do be edifying. You know, and Salaki, I ain't got my headphones today, so I hope it's not a lot of background noise. But what I want to speak on this lesson, I got the inspiration from watching the Apostle Orion Live, his video from this morning. You know, and he went into on the word, this truth being spread to the four corners. I forget the title; it slipped my mind right now. But this truth going to the four corners, by way of the internet. He was touching on satellites and how by way of, technology, through this internet, that this word have reached to the four corners. How I had his humble beginnings with the Elder Abba Bivens. And then after him, you had King Masha, High Priest Ariah, and Elder Yaquab. And then you had, One West, the school, certain splits, and the apostles kept going. And then, early 2000s, YouTube. And then now videos was put up by Israelite camps on YouTube, mainly the apostles. And now look at it. You see, it have this word, this message of truth have spread to the four corners, man. What a beautiful thing, right? But as I was listening to the video, it sparked my spirit to want to go ahead and, spiritually add on to it, because the timing of everything that we seeing is perfect, right? And we know it's perfect because the Lord, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, have set all things to happen at the perfect timing, for lack of better words. And so we seeing everything play out how it's supposed to. And why I say that is because it was said that in 2nd Ezra 6, and I get it in a few, but the end of Esau world, right? And we'll get it. The Lord gave signs on the end of Esau world and things we gonna see as it begin to fall. And the first sign is, the first sign of Esau world falling was that this truth was gonna go out to the four corners, man. It was gonna go out to the four corners. And that's kind of what, again, it shouldn't be a long lesson, but that's kind of want to touch on, man. That's how we know we at the end. And that's why we're not worried about non-believers, people who don't believe what we believe. We know it's true because we see it. We know it's true because we see it, man. But the first sign, and I get it in a few, that the Lord gave to show that Esau world is over with, was that this truth was going to go out to the four corners, man. And this is the number one thing that Esau can't fight against. Esau have gotten his power in the earth by way of his military, that carnal power. But now he don't know how to fight against a spiritual battle. He don't know how to fight a spiritual battle. Because what he going to do as far as the word? You can't attack the word, but that's why he going to have to try to take it off the airways, man. But let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to start at 2nd Ezra 6. It's 2nd Ezra 6, and I'm going to start at 7. 2nd Ezra 6. Now, this is Esdras and the angel having a conversation. And Esdras pretty much asked him, look, when we go get out of captivity as Israelites and when we go start to rule, right? When is all this going to be over with? And this is what the angel go tell him. 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 7. It says, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? Let's get the answer. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac and Jacob. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, right? And it's the reason it says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. Right? Now think about that. He said, what's going to be the signs of all this being over with? And the angel brought up two subject matters right here. He said Jacob and Esau, right? Jacob and Esau. He said, why? Because let's read it again. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Esau is going to be the last heathen to rule in this world before Yahushua and the Israelites rule forever. Right? So that's established. Let's keep reading down, because the Lord going to give us signs so we can know when Esau world is about to be over. And again, the truth going to the four corners was the first sign. Come on, man. So really, Esau moving on borrowed time, because this word been out. It's been out, man. But let's read this again. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Verse 18. It says, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. And I will begin to make inquisition of them what they be that have hurt unjustly, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. Now, keep it in context. Esdras was told the end of Esau world, or we as Israelites will be done with captivity once Esau fall. And then once Esau fall, we gonna rule. Now the Lord speaking right here and said, look, the time of Esau falling, that's when I'm going to come and judge the world. And you know what proof is in the time we in now? According to Lamentations 4 and a few other scriptures, the nation of Edom will be the last captivity for the Israelites, right? Right here is saying that when the Lord come and judge this world that we living in, which is Esau's world, that's when the Israelites' captivity gonna be fulfilled, which shows we talking about the time we in now, man. We talking about the time we in now, because our captivity is over with. So let's see the signs the Lord gonna give us. 2 Esdras 6 and verse 18, it says, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, because the Lord coming back during the Edomite rule kingdom. It says, and I will begin to make inquisition of them of what they be that have hurt unjustly, Esau, with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. You see? Now check this out. Verse 20. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished. Stop there. This whole time, what's been the context? Esau's world. The Lord told Esdras, look, y'all gonna be good after Esau fall. Y'all gonna rule. So now we're saying when this world, Esau's world, shall begin to vanish away, and we seeing that this shit is dwindling. It says, and shall be finished. This place is done. This place is done. Think about it. You know how in Babylon, for Babylon, it says the writing was on the wall. Many, many tekel, you farsing. But look, though the writing was on the wall, the Babylonian kingdom was still established. You see, the Babylonian empire was still there, though the writing was on the wall. You see, you had people outside of the, the festivities in Babylon at the time. They were still going about their day-to-day BS in society. The thing was, though the writing was on the wall, society kept going on. The point is, right? The point is, Esau's America writing is on the wall. This place is finished. It's done. It ain't go on for no longer. It's literally done. And the Lord have set. We have reached the time that the Lord set to judge this place, man. But let's go back to it. I want to get this first sign. Right, so this back in 2 Esdras 6, and I'm going to start at 19 again. It says, and will begin to make inquisition, Yahushua, of them that have, because Yahushua will be the one to come make inquisition, right? It says, and will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. And when the world, Esau world, when we go up to the chapter, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. So the Lord said, when Esau world is at the time that it's finished, the Lord said, then I'm going to show these tokens. What's another word for tokens? Signs. I'm going to give you these clues so you know you at the end of Esau's world. Because remember, Ezra was asking the question, when we go be out of this shit, man? The Lord told him, I'm going to give you signs and you going to know. Let's see what the first sign is. Going back to the apostle of Ramlab lesson. This truth have reached the four corners, man, and it can't be stopped. And I mind you, if Elder Abba Bivens was back in the 60s, you know, pushing his word, this truth, how much more now when all things are right at the cusp of being fulfilled, man? Matter of fact, it made me think of Obadiah Obadiah chapter 1, which is one chapter. How it says, when Esau, his pride, when he lift himself among the stars, then will the Lord begin to bring him down. Right? In around 1969, 70s, right? When Elder Abba Bivens was about to pass the torch to the fathers, what happened? Esau went up and out of space, and from that time, the Lord began to bring him down. But when Esau began to come down, what else started coming up? The truth. The truth. When Elder Abba Bivens left the scene, it's so cold, because when he left the scene, that was the marking of the end of Esau world and the beginning of this truth flourishing, man. When you really think about that, and that's heavy. When Elder Abba Bivens passed the torch to the fathers, like it said in Malachi 4, before the Lord come set fire on the earth, that was the marking of the end of this current age and the beginning of this truth spreading to bring in our age, man, when you really think about that. Come on, man. Right? 2 Ezra 6 and 20 again. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. This is the first one. First sign is the books shall be open before the firmament, and they shall see all together. What's the books? The scriptures, the Bible. Is going to be open before the firmament. That's what Apostle Ramla was going into, those satellites, man. This word, by way of the internet, have spread to the four corners, different languages. You see, so on and so forth, different time of the day, you can hear it. Get edified. Hear Esau being condemned, find out about the New World Order, the Sea-Hip, World War III. Nobody have an excuse now. But more so, this shed light to show we at the end of Esau world, the very end. Because the first sign the Lord gave to show that this man kingdom was going to fall was that this truth was going to come out, man. Because Esau, again, remember his power, his strength came off secrecy. Illuminati, secret societies, hiding in the dark and doing things in the earth. But now it's been exposed, so it ain't no more strength to it. That's what this truth do, man. That's pretty much it in that. I just wanted to get the first sign, the first token was going to be that this truth was going to come out. And that's how we're going to know that we're at the end of Esau world, man. And the truth is out. Let's get this real quick. This 2 Ezra 6 and 28. I'm going to start at 27. It says, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish, and corruption shall be overcome. And the truth, right? And the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared. All this time, Esau suppressed the truth, right? Hid it, so on and so forth. The time is coming out. It can't be stopped now. Now it's been declared, and it's bringing forth the end of his world. It's bringing forth the end of his world, man. And who would have ever thought? Because, you know, American military, you know, as is portrayed to be, is so powerful and mighty and put fear into people. Who would have ever thought that low class, I'm talking about as far as this society, right? Low class niggas, Hispanics, and Native Americans on the highways and hedges reading out the Bible was going to be the very thing. Was going to be the very thing that's going to bring Esau's system down. You see, who would have ever thought that? All the military, you know, battles Esau done won and dropping bombs, Hiroshima, and who would have ever thought Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans speaking and preaching the truth of the Bible on the corners and streets in America would be the way America was going to fall, begin to fall. Nobody would have ever expected that. But lo and behold, look out into the earth. It's happening. It's happening. And we are part of it. We are part, man. Man, the Wadi How Bashim Yawashai, man. It's a blessing. You see? It's a blessing. But it says, as for the truth, as for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared. And Esau can't stop it now. And you know what? Let's get this and we can end it on this. Matthew 24. This is what Yahweh said. We can end it on this. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 14. It says, in this gospel, what gospel? The truth that we've been speaking, right? The gospel that the Israelites are the chosen people of the Lord. Well, the gospel that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites, which are the chosen people of the Lord, right? That Esau is a so-called white man along with the heathens. They go into captivity, right? We gonna rule forever over these heathens, right? The Lord coming back to save only us, so on and so forth, right? That gospel. You see? World War III coming, all this gospel. So Yahweh Shai said, when this gospel, right, of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then what? And then shall the end come. Let's read this again. Because Yahweh Shai said, when this gospel, this truth is preached in all the world for a sign and for a witness, then shall the end come. Well, look around. This word have reached the four corners, man. Again, different languages, different times of day. And now what? We at the end, which shows this prophecy of in 2nd Ezra 6, that the word going out was going to be the number one sign of Esau's demise. And we seeing that, man. Because without this truth coming out, Esau still had room to hide and to lie. But now you don't have room no more, especially with the prophets out, because they're going to call you out. You see, which is our job, to call Esau and the wicked out. Let's read this again and we can end it. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 14. And this gospel, keyword, this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness. What's a witness? A witness is somebody who's seen something or heard something. Everybody in this world either seen the Israelites, whether on the highways and hedges, on YouTube, on Instagram, wherever, or you heard us. Therefore, Yahweh Shai said, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And that's why we see the world spiraling the way it is, because this gospel is increasing in the earth. You see? But that's the Lord gave us signs on how we know, or how to track and see when the so-called white man was going to fall. And there's many other signs, if we would have kept reading, that we see happening. But the number one sign was this truth was going to go out to the four corners. And then it even said, in the skies by way of the satellite. But the point is, man, Esau world done. Israel, we about to rule. And as Israelites, all we got to do now is just keep doing the work. And, man, watch this place fall, man. That's it. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Rachak Wadash. And with that, shalom.